Hello and welcome back to China cooking in a condo, except I'm no longer cooking in a condo, I'm cooking in a house, which is a lot better for me, a lot more space. I haven't been doing any videos for a long time, so I thought I'd do one with one of my favourite recipes, and this one's actually, a new favourite recipe, and one I've adapted a little bit, and this is a beautiful pork vindaloo. I first wanted to make this for a friend, and I wanted to find an authentic, Goan pork vindaloo recipe, and I found one, and I tried it, and it just was lacking. It wasn't what I call a pork vindaloo. And then I also tried an ordinary BIR version of a pork vindaloo, which again just didn't do it for me. It was just lacking. So I had a bright idea about combining the two of them together. So this is really a two-step process. The first process is I'm going to marinate this pork in the marinade in the vindaloo marinade, as it were, and then cook it. And then I'm going to make a traditional BIR type base gravy recipe vindaloo. Add them both together and see the result. So let's crack on. Like I said, it's a two-step process. This is the first step, which is the marination, and these are the ingredients for the marinade. I'll put them in the comments below as well, so you can write them down. Nothing really special here. The only thing is, with your red chillies, just soak them in the white vinegar for, I don't know, half an hour, just to give them some sort of body. And basically just fry all the stuff up. I'll put some pictures up in a sec. And you end up with a beautiful mess like this. I slightly overdid the onions, but don't worry about that, because that caramelization gives flavour. It does, honestly, it does. So after you've cooked everything like that, you need to whiz it up. Take out the cinnamon stick, because that doesn't whiz up very well. And hopefully you'll end up with something that looks a bit more like a paste, like this, which you can add some water to if you want to, but not too much. So then the star of the show is the pork shoulder I bought. And I'm Thailand based, so I talk about stuff here in Thai terms. This was 80 grams of pork shoulder, which cost me 80 baht. So that's really good. You want to put in Australian money, it's about I suppose about $4.50 a kilogram. And this stuff's really good. You can get it. I had a little bit of fat on this, which I cut off, but it still has that inherent sort of, like, because it's the shoulder, that inherent sort of fattiness in the muscle, and that's really good, because it's going to go very well with the sharpness of the vindaloo, and also the fat will sort of keep it moist. And yeah, it's just a really good cut to use. Okay, so after an overnight marinade, we get this. I had it in the fridge overnight. As you can see, some liquids come out of the pork, which is okay, it's good. Now, what I've done is before, I've done it just on an ordinary pot, a nice stainless steel pot, and sort of slow cooked it. But I thought this time I'd try it in my pressure cooker to see if I could make it a bit faster. So here's the old pressure cooker here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fry this a little tiny bits first of all, because all the spices there still aren't cooked, and I don't really know how they're going to work out if I just pressure cook them. So I'm going to give them all a wee bit of a fry up. And then this is an experiment, because I don't know how much water I need to add to the pressure cooker. It's one of those catch-22 things. You need to have the water to create the pressure and the steam inside, but if you have too much, you're going to end up getting a very wet mix. And as it turns out, that's what happened to me. But all is not lost, as you will see. So yeah, just bunging this in, minus the cling film, because that doesn't taste very nice. And just give it a bit of a fry up, making sure to get all the bits and pieces out of the bowl. I'll just rinse that with some water and that'll be it. And 25 minutes later you get this, as you can see, sorry about the background noise, see if I can delete that, a beautifully soft pork curry, with quite a bit of liquid. So I just need to shout out Julian Voight from the Cooking Academy. I followed him for years and years and years, and this is his recipe for the Vindaloo, part 2 Vindaloo. And he also has a very magic base gravy which I've made. I'll put links in the description below so you can see what they are, what that is. It's very rich, and unlike usual base gravies, which is almost like milk, this stuff's very thick, so you need less of it, and then you basically just add more liquid to make it the consistency you want. But I just started off here by adding some whizzed up dried red chillies, more chillies. That's going to give it a nice red taste, a red colour, and that sort of like background taste. And everything else is just following the usual protocol about sticking stuff in. I don't really know if it matters in which way you do it, but I forgot to put my garlic and ginger in next, which I usually do, but it doesn't really matter. So next is tomato paste, which in my case I just used ordinary, tomato puree with some water down. So I just basically cook all these ingredients out, and we'll end up hopefully with what is a BIR Vindaloo without the actual meat in it, the pork in it. So that's the base going in now, and effectively this is a masala, I suppose. And then in with the pork. Is at this stage I actually realised I shouldn't have boiled the liquid down so much, because it's actually quite dry. But that's no problem, that can be sorted out. So the tomato wasn't on my recipe, but I just put it in as an extra. I thought, yeah, why not? And that's just coriander stalks and some leaves. So that's a nice masala paste there. So in with the pork, and this is probably going to need about 10 minutes to cook, really, just until the oil separates out. And as you can see, like I said, it is very dry, and at one stage it was almost starting to stick to the bottom of the pot, so I had to add some little bit of water. And again, like I said, if I hadn't reduced it down so much, and that's me putting a bit of lemon into that and making a mess of it, lemon pips. If I hadn't reduced it down so much, I would have had a bit more liquid. But as you can see there, already the oil is starting to rise, because everything is effectively cooked. So I'll do a bit of a fast forward here, just to save time. Obviously to save time. A dumb thing to say. As you can see, it's a little tiny bit sticky now. I find this pressure cooker, stainless steel, it's really good. It's as good as using aluminium as far as I'm concerned. So here's the end products, which I had a bit of a glimpse of earlier on. I only wanted to taste a little piece of it. It looks like I'm playing with my food here, but I was just actually quite blown away with how gorgeous it is. Got a real depth of flavour. and you can see it on my, trying to cook in the kitchen or condo or whatever it is, wouldn't be the same without the beer. So you can see beside I've got my new favourite beer, which is a wheat beer. It's a Thai wheat beer, and I found that it actually goes very, very well with spicy food. So there you are. That's my, I suppose, double cooked pork vindaloo. Yeah, double cooked pork vindaloo. Give it a go. It's absolutely awesome. Right, see you next time. Bye.